What is up, guys? It is Clinton from Starcross Souls, and I'm here with the best teammate anybody could ever ask for. So we just went to YCS Atlanta this Saturday, and me and Luca here teamed up, and we had a third person that was going to represent with us, and they unfortunately could not make it, so we ended up picking up a rando, which he ended up putting in a lot of work for us, so we're pretty grateful for that. But Luca here piloted his Crusadia Guardragon deck, and it was pretty awesome. So tell us a little about why you decided to play this deck and how it performed.
It performed kind of like how I am expected it to. You win a dice roll, you don't get hand trapped, you're basically winning to that round, unless it gets fear mode, which never happened. Reason I piloted this deck is I was contemplating either running this, Salamangreats, or Pure Dangers, not Pure Danger, Pure Thunder Dragons. I was originally going to run ABC Sky Strikers, but my friend who was going to lend me the Sky Striker engine ended up deciding he was going to use it, and then didn't.
Oh, yeah, we found that out during the event, which was lovely.
Oh my god, my reaction. I think it's on camera too, so that's going to be in a whole separate video of mine.
I know, I think I came up at some point and was like, what? So...
But yeah, we can get right on to the deck profile.
Perfect. Yeah, this is a deck that I've really wanted to see in action for a long time, and so it was really cool to see how it actually performed.
Now, like the deck profile like itself is really nothing special. It's pretty standard. It's basically a carbon copy of the YCS one, but I will also like explain some of the things that I would change about it, and also just in general. Like it's like I said, it's more so like yes, this is a deck profile, but I'm also going to be like explaining a bit about it. So, 3 Maximus. So first off, for the Crusadia cards, 3 Maximus, 3 Reclusia, 3 Arborea, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
3 Lion Boys, and the most important one of all of them, 3 Draco.
Yeah.
Hard drawing into this is the best thing ever.
The best artwork on any archetype in the game, period, by the way.
But yeah, all 3 of them, here's what I would change. Would change him to 2. Potentially maybe him to 2, because these 2 were like my main side outs as far as the Crusadia engine went.
Really?
And I really didn't miss them either, because his effect is one of your Crusadias does piercing damage, and it does double damage. So they're more so, especially him is more of a going second card if you're trying to OTK with Equimax.
Okay, that makes sense.
But and he is just what you'll see. He's rescue cat fodder.
Yeah.
So, or should I say Nat Beast fodder. All the rest of them, pretty well. Those of you that play Salamangreats or know like about Salamangreats, Arborea is basically, when she's in the grave, she's a Baneling. So she protects your Crusaders from destruction, so if you can get her into the grave before you go into your Link 1 or your Link 2, you're protected from Ogre, which has been becoming a bit more popular with decks like Salamangreat. And
yeah, she's also a warrior tuner, which I love. Like, she is relevant in so many other decks that I
Oh
like.
yeah, did use her for Synchro once. It was great. 2 World Legacy World Crowns. These are, once again, all of these cards are combo starters to go into your Link plays. This also is a negate for extra deck monsters when it's on the field. It can basically like target itself, and I believe it goes to the grave. Don't ask me. It's been a long day. Never actually got to get that effect off because I was mostly playing Sky Strikers and Salamangreats, and it just never came up. Or it usually came up more so for just linking it away.
Right.
It was also one of my most sided out cards because, once again, mostly just for link climbing, but still useful.
Most builds I see just play 1.
I decided to opt for 2. Then the next MVPs of this build is 3 Black Dragon Boys.
Did you still name the copy of it that I lent you, or?
No.
Okay.
No, like I got mine back. So.
Okay, perfect.
And 1 White Dragon Boy. Why this ratio? This was specifically asked of me of some of my Thunder Dragon player friends that play Dangerous Thunder Dragons. You don't want to draw him because you usually don't have link fodder for him. I mean, so not link fodder, graveyard fodder. Yeah, he has targets. He basically has guaranteed targets as long as you were able to start link climbing. He doesn't. He is a borderline dead card.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so you don't want to see him, you want to search him. That's what you do with him. Next up, Banlist Fodder.
Oh man,
OCG just banned him.
my boy.
Which is another reason why I wanted to play this deck this weekend, because this and another card are sure to get either hit or, like the other card, at least limited to one.
Yeah, I think we were talking about Shonen Jump promos. This actually was a Shonen Jump promo back in the day. I've got that ultra rare version of him.
Yeah, I actually just already bumped him last weekend at my locals, so I had the common copy at first, and I'm happy I was able to get him. And then, but he definitely stays, like he does not leave the deck. Next part on the dragon lists is
Great card.
great card, but also one of my most cited out cards, and I'll get to that in a moment. And Destrudo. Destrudo, when he showed up, he performed. He did what he was supposed to. He helped me get into my Savage Dragon plays. It was great. This card is interesting. If you know what you're playing up against, which is hard to do, like in a setting, especially when you're a new player on a competitive scene like this, he can stop your opponent or he can stop you. He's useless versus Sky Striker because all they need is a Widow Anchor and he gets shut down. He is amazing versus Salamangreats and any other link climbing deck, as long as they don't get rid of him. But with the boards that this deck builds, as some of people know, he's really great. But if you have him on the field, I hope it's your last summon, because you're not doing any more extra deck plays if he stays on the field.
Yeah, but it can just be a total blowout against a lot of those decks.
Oh yeah, and then we all know what
Back
he
in
does.
back in a Blue Eyes format, I played him and it was dumb. I don't think my current version of Blue Eyes actually plays it at all. But
And then the Rescue Cat engine, and one Elephant Boy.
one Dumbo.
One Dumbo, one tiny Dumbo. I will explain one thing that I was really proud of that I pulled off in one of my Sky Striker matchups. Sadly, my other teammates ended up losing, so we never went into game 3, but it won me game 2. This is amazing. Honestly, it shuts down if you're going first, and if you can get Planetaria Beast out versus even Salamangreats, it even shuts them down because they can't do their searches.
Yeah, they can't do Circle and they can't do Fusion of Fire, right?
They can do Circle, can do Fusion of Fire, can do the Field Spell, because the Planetaria Beast is just that good.
Yeah.
One day we'll up the rarities on these.
We'll get a playset of Dual Saga ones.
Yeah, but they keep jumping up and down in price so much, it's hard to... And then I'm just going to go off with monster end spells. MVP, a negation card, never thought that it'd be used for...
Yeah, the one guy, the look in his face when he got Kaiju'd in game 1, he was like, "It's in his main deck. He did it in game 1." It was so funny.
Now, here's the thing. If you hard draw into him, and you never see this in your main hands, even after recycling your hand multiple times, go ahead, use the Kaiju. If you see this, and it's on your field, and it's generating Kaiju counters, you do not want to Kaiju your opponent, because they can use your Kaiju counters for their own banishing effects. I had that happen to me once at locals, still ended up winning, but it almost lost me a match.
That is a good call out.
Yeah, so keep that in mind, because a player that knows what they're doing will stop your own plays. I actually got my own Yugioh banished because of that once.
Oh, wow.
Now, extenders. This is a monster reborn for level 4 or lower dragons.
So stupid.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And another thing that it does that goes amazingly with the Guardragon engine is that once per turn you can take one of the dragons on the field and that's in the main monster zone and shift it. So if they stop your
like Spathy or whatever?
If they stop like your Spatha plays but she's on the field, or if you can get another one of the link ones, the Maximus, which I do run 2 of. I'll get to that in a moment. If you can get just another one of that on the field, you just use that, move your LP over, and proceed to combo off.
Yeah.
Great card. Love it. Some people run it at 1, some people run it at 2. I run it at 3 because seeing it is almost always good. It has stopped hand traps from stopping my plays. And 3 Called by the Grave.
Yep, that's staple.
Standard. This deck loses hard to hand traps. especially more than one if they know what they're doing, and it is amazing. Would not run it at 2.
Yeah, especially all the Salamangreat running around like maining DD Crow and shit. And,
Maining 9 to 10 hand traps,
yeah.
More extenders. I'm upset I forgot to swap it out for my secret. That is my one complaint with this card.
Yeah.
Otherwise, amazing. You basically can bring back like your Metal Dragon, bring back, and then you bring back him, and you link, and then you link you link the Metal Dragon in for Pitsy, and then bring him back with Pitsy and get another summon off. It's just
ridiculous. Yeah.
It's dumb. And last but not least, more extenders, more Monster Reborns.
Would you run? I mean, this is literally just an archetype of Monster Reborn. Like it's stupid how good that is. It like the fact that it special summons to a Link Arrow it doesn't even matter really.
So
like,
would I run this at more than one? I was thinking about it at first, but honestly, the answer is no, because we already run so much per recursion that it would get to the point where I wouldn't want to like.
So this ratio is correct. 3 of this, 1 of this.
3 of this, 1 of this, 1 of this, because this is just amazing, period, as we all know. But I feel like if I ran one more like of these with everything else and with how difficult siding for this deck is, it could potentially start leading into bricks because you do need a Link monster in the field.
Okay.
Well, you or your opponent, one of the Sky Striker players that I played like against, he used Summon Limit. And he was being really smart about it. He always ended up on a board that didn't have a zone pointing towards me, so I couldn't out the summon limit with the Reclusia.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that. That was pretty smart.
That was pretty smart, and I think he actually figured it out while dueling me. So a bit salty about that, but props to him.
Yeah, I can't hate on his paying attention there.
Yeah, for the extra deck, 2 Magius. People have asked me why 2, and then when we get into the occasional turn 3, they quickly realize that the search extender is really good.
Right.
1 Spatha. Would I run 2? Maybe. And I'll get to that in a moment when I go through the rest of the extra deck, because again, with his extension, getting into the Link 2 would have sometimes been nice, because I would have been able to go into Equimax a few more times.
She's really good, and not to mention she's like, again, amazing artwork.
Yeah, speaking of Equimax, 1 Equimax, would I run more? Oh, we'll be done soon. Would I run more? No.
Yeah,
really.
He's just your OTK. He's your beat stick.
He has a negate too. You just need another Crusadia monster. Guardragon Engine.
Pretty standard, right? You wouldn't run more than 1 of any of them?
I tried, but the extra deck does eventually start losing space.
Yeah.
And,
so this is the one thing that's preventing me from playing this deck at full power right now is double Saryuja.
double Saryuja, also Banlist Father, hopefully gets hit to 1. It still keeps the deck semi-viable.
Yeah.
But if this card gets straight up banned, this deck's dead.
Yeah, I think he'll get limited, because when he gets limited, he'll put a lot of strategies like this one in check. But he won't. We'll still be able to use him for what he's good for.
Worlds. Almost made this in OTK, still ended up winning that match. Rarely see him. Saw him once or twice, but the best part is they can be summoned through the Guard Dragons, because they're both dragons, they're not cybers.
I know, that's amazing.
So, yeah.
Actual dragons.
And now, the Synchros. Also, a Guard Dragon target, or Nat Beast target. I mean, not Nat Beast, but Rescue Cat.
Shuts down Guru Control and...
Shuts down traps.
Yeah, I mean, we never really played any, like, we didn't play any Altergeist or any Guru Control.
I actually played this versus my True Draco matchup, and she couldn't do anything.
That's amazing.
Because their spells pop back row, but their traps pop monsters, and that's the important part.
Yeah.
Speaking of Guard Dragon targets, Crystal Wing, and he is becoming a favorite even with like the Danger Thunder players, because it negates and destroys monster effects, but you can't take care of things like spells and traps. So there's a
caveat to him versus...
There's a caveat, but at the end of the day, he's also pretty big, especially when he negates a monster effect. So, and then 1 Nat Beast and 1 Burlowed Savage. Made him once, and it counted. So he's a bit convoluted to pull off, because you need the Destrudo. If you don't have the Destrudo, you're not getting him out.
Okay.
it's basically
You
impossible.
had Saryuja under him, right? So
Oh yeah, and so he was. Oh yeah, so he's boosted by the Saryuja, so he gains like an extra 2,800 attack.
and he gains like what, 3 negates total?
4 negates
4 negates?
total, but 1 per turn.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Now, hopefully, we still have time for this. The one big play that I was really proud versus the Sky Striker player is he stopped my Guardragon plays, so I couldn't make a full board of like big negates. But with one thing that I could do, I was able to summon Saryuja out with 3 monsters, so I got the special summon. And the special summons that I had to do were... There they are. It's this pile. So I had 2 cards in hand left. An elephant.
My favorite line of this whole event.
One of my favorite things this whole event was summon Saryuja. Okay. Saryuja's effect to special summon. Okay. Special summon elephant. Okay. Special summon Leo Boy with his effect.
Make Nat Beast?
Make Nat Beast, and he's just like, because it was turn 1. And he tried. He activated all his spells, just went for it, and it was great.
Yeah, so you just let him.
Sky
he just let you
Strikers.
mill. And,
Yeah. He was trying, because it took us a good 4 to 5 turns to actually finish that duel still. He was trying to top deck impermanence, but it ended up not happening.
Amazing.
So
let's hurry up and do the side while we have battery
side
life
deck.
left.
Yep. Sorry. Pretty standard.
What would you change about this?
3 Pancratops, 3 Droll, 3 Lancia, 3 Twin Twister, 3 Red Reboot. Might take the Lancias out. They never showed up, but that's because I didn't see any Thunder Dragon players. Might change this to 2, because I only sat it in 2 and I never saw it.
Yeah.
These stay at 3, these stay at 3, these definitely stay at 3, especially with the current matchups. What else would I put in? It depends. Maybe Infinite Impermanences if I had some.
If I had one.
And just whatever counters the current meta.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to ClassicDura. He has an amazing channel, so we'll hopefully bring you guys some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content soon.
Yeah, shoutouts to Totally Mimi, shoutouts to Evan, shoutouts to Justin, who helped me get down to YCS, shoutouts to Illusion, and shoutouts to CJ.
Yeah. So make sure to subscribe as well to Starcross Souls. Give us a like. Share the video around. Do whatever you can to make sure this video shows up in people's recommendations and suggestions here in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. We definitely want to get our content into the hands of as many people as possible. We really can't do that without your contributions.
Okay, slight technical difficulty, but also shoutouts to all of the great Yu-Gi tubers who signed my playmat. This is actually the main reason that I decided to join the tournament and not just judge at it, because I wanted to get one of these playmats. Turns out this is the popular one, so I'm happy. But
yeah, this is people were being like, "Hey, I'll give you $100 right now for that playmat," kind of thing.
Yeah, but I wanted a good memory from my first YCS, so all the Yu-Gi tubers that I could find, got them to sign it. First off, some of these signatures are hard to see, but basically half of this is Team APS, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Cap G is somewhere on here, the Zeef, and Illusion.
With the heart, of course.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, great playmat. This is never getting used, because I don't want these names to fade off of it, which means it's never going to get washed.
Put it in one of those plastic protector things.
Or just have it on display somewhere. So, yeah, thank you for watching and subscribe to Cross Souls.
All right. Awesome. See you guys next time.